Hello and welcome to this week's Product Spotlight. Joining us today is Sisense. The goal of these videos is to help educate, advise, and connect buyers and sellers of business technology. We want to profile vendors, ask them a few questions, and see what they have to say. Joining me today is Cameron Council. How's it going today, Cameron?
It's going well, Josh. So I'm one of the technology advisors here at TechnologyAdvice. My goal is to help you find the best technology for your business. Joining us from Sisense is Evan Castle, the product marketing manager. Thanks again for joining us today, Evan. Just wanted to go ahead and ask one of our questions here. If you had to give us a one-sentence description of Sisense, what would that be?
So Sisense is a business intelligence platform, and we make it very easy to connect to big and varied data sources so that business users can analyze and visualize data really quickly and with very little skill.
Very cool, very cool. And what differentiates y'all from the competition?
So first of all, we have a strong solution to manage data called the Elastic Cube. It's an in-memory but columnar database. What that means is that instead of using your memory, which is very expensive to load the data, we actually save it on disk and we only load the actual columns that are needed for the query into memory when a query is run, which makes it very quick and efficient, and you need a lot less hardware. The second thing is that we have a lot of learning technologies. So as users ask different queries, we learn from those queries. And when somebody else asks a similar but slightly different query, we can reassemble it and present the information a lot quicker, so it's scalable for a lot of users simultaneously. And lastly, we have really good visualization capabilities. So we completely web-based. You can develop dashboards with any browser across any device, whether it's mobile or PC, and you can analyze, big, varied data sets on your device without being technical, and being able to mash up different data sets very quickly and easily.
And if you had to say who your ideal customer would be, so a lot of different industries, a lot of different customer bases, what applies most to Sisense?
So our users may be, an IT team or department who wants to really be able to offer a managed self-service solution to business users. Sometimes it's also actually business users themselves who have different data sources. Maybe it's web data from Google Analytics, or a big data source like Hive, or traditional sources like SQL Server, and they want a solution that they can easily manage and visualize and analyze big varied sources on their own machines. So it might be analysts or advanced Excel users that are typically buying Sisense.
Cool. So speaking of those data sources, I know you mentioned SQL. Is there typically a source that you guys work most with?
It's hard to say. We work with a lot of different data sources and depends on the industry. So if it's agencies, it's typically connecting to Google Analytics and AdWords or Salesforce. If it's technology companies and they have big data sources like Hadoop and Hive, or traditional business operational sources, you're using SQL or Oracle, one of the other relational databases, and of course Excel, which everybody uses.
Of course. And if you had to say just a general pricing structure of your product, so are you scalable for different business sizes, or should someone expect a flat fee? What does that generally look like?
So we have lots of different clients, and we're flexible. We have small startups to Fortune 500s and OEM partners who want to embed Sisense within their own technology and white label it. We work on an annual license fee based on the number of users. That includes everything: upgrades, support, training. You can buy, of course, a few years of license as well, but typically it's an annual model.
Got it. And then do you guys have any limitations, or is there something that you're maybe working on for a new version of your product?
We iterate a lot. We have 2 or 3 releases every year at least. We've introduced basic statistical functions, but now we want to work more to introduce more advanced functions, more predictive analytical tools. So that's one area that we're working on.
All right, thanks. And do I need to be a rocket scientist to use Sisense, or are there varying levels of skills for using the product? Who's the ideal user? How difficult is it?
So it's geared towards business users because of the flexibility of the tool. So anybody who knows Excel well, they can be up and running in a day or two. Some users, if they have a bit of a IT background, a little bit of SQL, it's also good. We can really deal with non-technical users. It's very intuitive and easy to get up and running and working with Sisense.
All right, got it. Well, thanks for that answer. So I think that about does it for our questions. Evan, I really want to appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today, and hope you guys have a great day there.
Great. So thanks for taking the time to speak with us today also, guys.
To find out more about Sisense or other business intelligence software, check out our website, where we can help you find technology that will fit the needs of your work.